To some, he's a living party legend, but to most, he's one of the best DJs and a pioneering producer. Perhaps this makes him so iconic, the one and only Ricardo Villalobos. Ricardo Villalobos was born in 1970 in Santiago de Chile and grew up in Germany from 1973 onward. His family, a Chilean father and a German mother, immigrated to Germany due to the political upheaval in Chile in the early 1970s. The family settled near Frankfurt. Both of his parents were musically active, and he grew up in a household filled with sound, mostly classical music. As a child, he started playing congas and bongos, which perhaps had a lasting impact. In the mid-80s, Ricardo discovered the emerging house and techno scene. As a teenager, he began collecting vinyl records and soon started playing at private parties. At the age around 17 years old, he performed as a DJ publicly for the first time, while still attending school. At first, DJing remained a hobby alongside his studies, but it soon became clear that music was his true passion. In 1993, he founded a small label with friends called Placid Favor to release his first tracks. The label wasn't a major success, but it brought him valuable connections. He met the team at the Frankfurt-based label Playhouse, where his first official vinyl release, The Contempt, came out in 1995. From the mid to late 90s, Villalobos continued releasing records on various underground labels. His feel for rhythm and danceable grooves didn't go unnoticed in the scene. Toward the end of the decade, he moved to vibrant Berlin, which had become a magnet for the techno community thanks to its liberal club culture. There, Villalobos connected with the emerging minimal techno scene surrounding the Perlon collective. In 1999, he released his first record on Perlon. And 808 the Bass Queen on Lo-Fi Stereo. Releases that significantly pushed his artistic evolution. In the early 2000s, Ricardo emerged as one of the defining figures of the minimal techno and microhouse wave.
Ich mache ständig irgendwelche Sachen, also ich bin sehr, sehr fleißig, bin super viel im Studio. Sehe meine Familie extra nicht. Nee, Quatsch. Da sind mehrere Projekte. Über eins kann ich noch nicht sprechen, bevor es rauskommt.
He developed a distinctive production style, complex yet subtle layers of rhythm, heavily influenced by Latin American percussion, combined with hypnotic, repetitive arrangements became his signature sound. Alongside collaborators like Danny Jack or Luciano, he explored organic textures within electronic frameworks. In 2003, he achieved his international breakthrough as a producer with his debut album Alcachofa on the Frankfurt-based label Playhouse. The album featured timeless minimal anthems and cemented his reputation as an innovative sound architect. Alcachofa is considered as a milestone of the microhouse era and was named as one of the best albums of the 2000s by Resident Advisor. Tracks like Easy Lee, and Dexter became defining pieces that helped bring minimal techno into club mainstream. In 2004, he followed up with the acclaimed second album on Perlon, solidifying his place in the canon of electronic music. Villalobos is well known for his preference of extended track length. Many of his productions run for 10, 15 or even 30 minutes, not for the sake of it, but out of artistic conviction. For Villalobos, music is a living organism that needs time to grow. Take Fitzheuer Zieheuer, for example, a 37-minute epic built around a looping Balkan brass sample, showcasing Villalobos' commitment to experimental long-form structures. Or Que Belle Époque, not a hit, but a statement. It reflects his artistic vision, music not as a product, but as an atmosphere unfolding over time. It's a piece that shows how Villalobos prioritizes sound architecture over conventional function.
when I hear music and it's really having a very big influence to my emotions and it's very impressive. It's always the melancholic thing, the dark side, the melancholic, the sad side of it. Because this is making me feeling different than the normal feeling I have during the day, you know, or I try to have. Try to be positive, try to be harmonic the whole time. But in a certain moment I hear music and then all the sadness and all the frustration, the little one I have somewhere is coming out and I start to cry or something like that.
His third album, Zeiss Drum, was released on his own eponymous label as a triple 12-inch and featured material from his Fabric mix. That mix CD, compiled in 2007 for London's Fabric Club, consisted entirely of his own productions and remixes, a bold concept that reaffirmed his status as a singular artist. Modular synthesis plays a central role in Villalobos' musical world, particularly in the studio. Rather than relying on software or rigid hardware setups, he prefers analog modular systems. From early on, he was fascinated by the tactile sound sources. "I want to feel the system, touch it, make mistakes," he paraphrased as saying in several interviews.
Das Tolle an diesem System ist, dass man wie so eine Art so Riesenspielzeug für Erwachsene, mehr oder weniger. Es sind verschiedene Organe, ja, die das alles am Leben praktisch sich gegenseitig beeinflussen, die miteinander verbunden sind. Ja. Und es ist irgendwann auch selbstständig.
This modular approach was also used in his collaboration with Max Loderbauer on projects like Re-ECM, where the two artists used modular synthesis to translate jazz and classical recordings into microtonal electronic textures.
Es ist im Prinzip so, dass natürlich die elektronischen Herangehensweisen, also die elektronische Produktion von Frequenzen, ist eine relativ exakt limitierte Spannweite von Frequenzen und in der Heirat mit den akustischen Aufnahmen, die praktisch irgendwie so diese ganzen Atmosphären von Räumen haben und so, ist das schon also praktisch eine Komplettierung von dem, was die elektronische Musik auf eine gewisse Art und Weise nicht hat. Deswegen ist die Idee, akustische und elektronische Musik miteinander zu vermischen, schon für uns irgendwie als Elektronikkünstler schon so ein Schritt weiter in dem, was man als Elektronikmusiker machen kann, halt, in dem Ausdruck.
Even in his live sets, especially in more intimate settings, Villalobos incorporates modular elements. His music often ends up sounding like a hybrid between structured techno and free improvisation. For Villalobos, modular synthesis is not a gimmick, but an attitude, open, imperfect, unstable, and therefore alive. To him, the system isn't just a tool, but a musical partner. In addition to his own productions, Villalobos also made a name for himself as a remixer. He is notorious for tuning a single song into a 30-minute trip. One striking example is his remix of Everywhere You Go by Norwegian singer Marie Kvien Brunvoll. Villalobos stripped the original folk-inspired piece down to its essence and reshaped it into a 28-minute meditative work that the artist herself described as hypnotic. Numerous other remixes for techno icons like Sven Väth or Luke Slater and even bands like Depeche Mode highlight Villalobos' broad musical range. Over the years, fruitful collaborations also emerged. He began working closely with his Chilean friend Luciano back in the 1990s, forming the duo Sense Club. He's also maintained strong creative friendship with artists like Richie Houghton, resulting in several joint projects. These remixes and collaborations emphasize Villalobos' role as a connector within the scene, someone who brings together different musical worlds in search for the perfect groove.
Mein Antrieb, Musik zu machen, ist ganz einfach, Musik zu machen. Später überlege ich dann, okay, das ist jetzt was für Playhouse, das ist was für Perlon, für meines oder für Cadenza. Ich finde es dabei aber wichtig, sich auf bestimmte wenige Labels zu konzentrieren.
And beyond that, he continues to push for recognition of his work outside the traditional club context as well.
The most important is to find a professional way out of the club situation in 7, 8, 9 years, to find a way to not to DJ so much anymore, just find a way as a musician for doing film music or doing more serious music with jazz and electronic And this is for me my biggest thing. Try to come out of the club scene in the next 10 years in a way that I can save my ears, for example, my health. And it's very good, my health and my ears, but of course I will, I have to protect my ears. This is the biggest problem.
By the late 2000s, Villalobos was voted #1 in Resident Advisor's annual DJ poll, a clear reflection of his status within the global scene. As a DJ, Villalobos has built an almost mythical reputation. He's known for his marathon sets, often 8, 12 or even 20 hours long, delivered with hypnotic flow and fearless unpredictability.
Or one of my favourite DJs, certainly. He's just a man who plays with a lot of character and personality, and is very truthful and honest, and you get a lot of him when you hear him play. He's very courageous in the way he plays, because he takes risks and is willing to sort of veer from what might be the norm. And his way of moving the crowd is by bringing them into his world, I think.
His legend is deeply tied to the handful of iconic clubs and festivals around the world. For example, Robert Johnson, this intimate 250 capacity club on the banks of the River Main, has been central to the rise of minimal house and techno. Villalobos enjoys near cult status here, and Robert Johnson remains one of the key venues in his early club legacy. At the legendary Fabric Club in London, Villalobos has played countless all-night sessions since 2002, forming a strong relationship with both the venue and resident DJs. As one of Europe's largest techno festivals, Time Warp has long featured Villalobos as a key figure. His appearances, often during the morning closing slots, are known for their energy, emotional pacing, and the ecstatic response they ignite in the crowd. Or Club der Visionäre, tucked away along the canal in Berlin, this legendary outdoor spot is synonymous with Villalobos' summer Sunday appearances. Often unannounced and entirely spontaneous, his sets here unfold like dreamy conversations, fueled by Latin grooves, deep minimal funk, and an electric connection with the dance floor. In the 2000s, Villalobos brought true underground energy to Ibiza. At Kirko Loco, the notorious Monday party in the rustic venue near the airport, he became a fixture. His unpredictable style fit perfectly with the hedonistic Kirko Loco crowd, delivering tribal-infused minimal sets that left audiences stunned. Set on a Black Sea coast, Sunwaves is a site for minimal heads. Here, Villalobos is worshipped. His sunrise sets often stretch well beyond 10 hours, and playing alongside Romanian icons like Rado and Raresh, Villalobos helped define Sunwaves' reputation as the spiritual home of long-form minimal techno. Villalobos' cult DJ status is shaped not only by his music, but also by his offstage persona. He presents a kind of counterculture rooted in values like freedom, community and artistic integrity.
Ich glaube, dass der Komponente-Club für die Menschheit extrem wichtig ist, weil es einer der wenigen Orte ist, wo es noch kollektive Situationen, wo Menschen zusammenkommen, auf eine friedliche und praktisch fruchtbare Art und Weise aufeinander wirken. Und das ist für mich auf jeden Fall eine Sache, die man auf jeden Fall noch weiter entwickeln muss.
Ricardo Villalobos has influenced electronic music, especially minimal techno and micro house, like few others. In the early 2000s, he played a major role in spreading the sound across the globe. Thanks to his success, scenes from Southern Europe to South America began embracing minimal. His influence is clearly visible in the next generations of DJs. Many respected artists today cite Villalobos as a mentor or key inspiration. In both his DJ sets and productions, he fuses his Latin roots into something uniquely his own. Warm, groovy house paired with abstract clicks and cuts, hypnotic textures meeting funky bass lines. His goal is to create a clear, understandable voice in music, something that contains all the essential elements without any extra baggage. That sense of reduction, of stripping things down to their core, is a key principle of his work.
And the frequency, especially when it's minimal music, and it's really like everything is well separated. The frequencies of the sounds are well separated to each other, and there are not so much things. You are touched by the different frequencies. You are touched in special feelings also, you know, like really like the special frequencies are touching and calling some feelings out of you, which are completely hidden normally.
At the same time, Villalobos is never afraid to experiment, stretching breakdowns for minutes on end, blending unexpected sounds like jazz pianos, birdsongs or flutes into steady rhythms and playing with tempo and energy, often catching dancers off guard. But it's precisely this unpredictability and risk-taking that his fans love him for.